Welcome back to Spokane Talks Live. And, you know, we have folks from McNeice Wheeler here every week, and we give this guy, Ryan, a bad time. And today, Ryan is here. You had to kind of show up to take it in person, right?
Yes, thank you, Kent.
Good to have you here.
Pleasure to be here.
Good to have you here. And you've got a guest.
Yes.
It's Rob Stephens, did I get it right?
Yes.
From Numerica.
Correct.
Now, of course, I'm going to mention, as I said during the commercial break, one of the things you wanted to talk about today was banking and contracts, but with a credit union person, banking.
Yes.
Are we allowed to say that?
We can say that now. We can say we're banking.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
So-
I just wanted to be sure, you know, that we could do that. No, seriously, we appreciate your staff coming every week and talking about so many things legal, because everything we do in life today, there's a contract involved,
Right.
there's an opportunity, a liability that goes with what we do and so forth. So, Ryan, I'm just going to open it to you. What do you want to talk about?
Well, I think I'll have Rob jump in. I think you're right, Kent. There's an element, contractual element of creating a business and getting a business off the ground. And
Yeah.
it certainly has a banking partnership in terms of the team
Right.
that usually should be put together as you're thinking about building a business. And Rob can
Well,
speak
if
to that
nothing else,
as
when
well.
you go in to set up an account, they want to see all the paperwork, like
Right.
like what you created for
Right.
us.
Yep.
Exactly.
I mean, you know, it's like I remember doing that a few years ago. You need a what?
Yeah, and
What else do you need? I mean, I can't give you $1,000 today to open the account. Well, not really, Kent.
Right.
You know, you need to prove who you are and all of that.
Right, and we highly encourage the LLC or S corp in
Right.
terms of personal liability protection
Yeah.
for the corporate veil.
to protect the owners and
That's
and
right,
others.
and
Yeah.
that leads you, once they have that in place,
Yes.
and the entity in place with the state of Washington or otherwise, it leads to their opportunity to talk to someone like Rob in the banking industry.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. It really takes a team. It starts with someone with a great idea of a great business plan.
Right.
But to really get it off the ground, they need the team of an attorney. I'm a CPA. A lot of times they work with their CPA or accountant
Sure.
to help with the taxes or to help with some of the concepts.
That's
there. But
assuming they're
then-
making money. That
Well,
you can,
that's the hope, right?
Yeah,
They start
yeah.
with hope, you know. And so one of the beginning things is the hope, and then they come to a credit union or a bank, and that's when they talk with someone who knows a lot about cash flow and can also be an advisor to them just as much as the CPA or the attorney of helping the business get off the ground, because those officers work with all sorts of businesses all the time and can help them look at their cash flow, look at how to get their business off the ground, and give them the tools, the loans, the accounts, the merchant services for credit cards or something like that to make it happen.
Yeah, because today we're dealing so much with plastic,
Right.
if you
Correct.
will, and
Digital transactions.
Yes.
and it's not just cash. So it's not just the nightly deposit if you're a retail store or something.
Right.
It's all the going through the electronics and so forth with the number of debit and credit cards and all of that, and that can be a little overwhelming to most of us out there.
That is and that's actually probably the area of banking that's changing the most right now.
Okay.
Is all the different ways people are paying. Like you said, it used to be cash or it used to be a check, and then we've all gotten used to sliding the credit card, and now all of a sudden they're
Even
telling
on,
us
on the phone.
on the phone now.
Yes.
Yeah, now you're paying with your phone. Now you're dipping the credit card with this new chip in there to pay. And also for small business owners to know that when they changed to that, there was also a liability shift on if they didn't have the new equipment to take these new payments, losses or fraud that occurred would be charged to the business owner rather than the bank or the credit
And Rob,
union.
Oh,
that was
okay.
a significant
Wow.
transition.
I don't think very many of us knew that.
Yeah, that was the big rush to switch over because of the transition of liability.
Right.
Yeah. So that, once again, that's part of the team that helps them with all these things. When you're a small business owner, you're jack of all trades, master of none. And so this is the opportunity to work with specialists in each of the areas with all the entity issues and a lot of other planning issues with the attorney, or at the same thing with a credit union or a bank. You're not just the loan officers, but also working with investment advisors and all these other aspects of it, insurance. And
Yes.
working with the CPAs on the tax implications and the revenues and expenses. And once again, these are all people that work with multiple companies and can give all that knowledge they've built with all these other things and share that wealth as a value.
It
to
certainly
their
is,
client.
I think, as you're explaining very well, I think it certainly is a team effort. It's
Yes.
almost like a puzzle on the table, and do you have the respective pieces to put the whole puzzle
Well,
together?
and most of us, those who start businesses, whether it be a retail business, I mean, or selling something, or a service, or whatever it might be, we have these great ideas, and that's our focus. and then all of a sudden we realize we need an account, we need to register with the state, we need to do all of these things. And if you haven't done it before, it's like, where do you start? And
Right.
yes, you can go to the websites and so forth, but then there are others like an attorney and like a credit union and so forth that can say, okay, let's sit down for an hour and we can walk you through what you need. I can
Right.
take care of this for you, or come back with these paperworks, if you will, from Ryan, because I need to have the following documents and so forth, and really help us. One of the other things I found, which is a little off the subject, but is so many people have great ideas and great products, a great service, and of course they open their business and then they expect everyone to come running to the door and, and to buy.
Right.
And they haven't thought about, well, how do I get the word out there?
That's the marketing part.
That is the marketing part,
Yeah.
because they're probably right. They had the great idea, but not everybody out there knows it. And so bringing in an ad agency or a PR person, just like the banker or credit union person or an attorney, I think is really, really important to be successful.
Right.
Because we all know that so many businesses go out of business in the first,
Yep.
2 years,
And
3
yet
years.
it can be such an exciting
Yeah,
process.
yeah.
I actually, one of my favorite things in the practice of law is consulting with businesses, because as you said at the beginning, the hope.
Yeah.
That person has come to that point in their career because they probably are an expert in a particular trade. Then they bring in the pieces of the puzzle
Right.
with that hope, and, it
don't
could be
you-
exciting.
Don't you love, because I know you've worked with folks for a while, and now after 4, 5, 6 years, to know that you helped this business over here get started,
Yeah, it's
and
a lot
they're
of fun.
doing well.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
satisfying.
isn't
Yes.
it really is?
That is actually, talking about marketing, that is a marketing campaign we're about to begin too, is
Right.
stories of people we've helped support that
Yes.
have done well. And that's just, not only, a credit union supporting the community at large, but
Yes.
individual businesses
Yes.
with our business service products to help them flourish and tell the story too. They win, we win, we all win. It's a
Absolutely.
great thing.
I had a meeting yesterday morning with Larry Soren,
Oh, yeah.
Kimley Haygood,
Larry's a great guy.
who's the incoming GSI chairman in October 1st, and he was talking about bringing businesses into town and all that, and he said, really, as we grow a community, from our standpoint, it's leasing out the 500 square foot office or
Yeah.
retail facility. That's where the jobs are and everything else. You can get someone to come to town and bring 100 jobs. They can also leave right away too.
True.
But it's that small business,
Exactly.
and that's the bread and butter of
That's right.
of our community.
Yeah, we actually just last week was National Small Business Week.
Yes.
And the small businesses since 2009, 2/3 of the job growth has been from
Yes.
small businesses.
Right.
So you're absolutely right. It's not the big story that makes the front of the page. It's
Right.
the everyday happening
That make up the
that builds
substance.
that builds the community.
Right, right.
Absolutely. So, yeah.
So if people want to get in touch with you to open an account, to get the advice and counsel, who do they call? How do they reach you?
For Numerica Credit Union, there's multiple ways. You can go to the branches and talk, and go to any one of the Numerica branches and talk to someone there.
Okay.
Or you can call Numerica, or check out our website, learn some things there. We've got lots of tools out there to help people plan.
Okay,
So,
great.
yes.
great.
And if they need legal advice, I think I know somebody.
Yeah, McNeiceWheeler.com. They can come check us out.
Okay, and you have a phone number too, right?
Yep, 928-4141.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to have. We always run out of time, way too fast. But good to have both of you
Thank
here.
you.
Keep up the good work, because the small businesses in our community is really the heart of growing businesses and jobs.
Thank you.
And
Always a
that's,
pleasure,
That's
Ken.
what's so important. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with Pia Hallenberg from the Spokesman Review. Find out what's going on in the Spokane Valley. We'll be right back.
You gotta eat. You gotta watch. You gotta listen.